Just to pop in here for you, because obviously if you weren't at Open Office today, then we had a really good conversation on LinkedIn and some extra ways that you can support your growth on LinkedIn and then you can build up your profile. So I thought I'd just share those tips with the rest of you so that you can go in there and do the same things too. Now, first of all, I just want you to bring you to the profile and say that the reason I want to share these things is because my number of followers here has gone up by nearly 3,000 in the last 3 months. And that's just because I've been actively going in there. I do have some help to help me do it as well. But it's all about making those connections with the right people. And it's not just about sending out connection requests because you could spend all your time doing that. And A, you get bored. B, you might be connecting with the wrong people. And C, it's not necessarily going to bring you new clients. So there's just a few things on here that are going to be more effective in helping you get connections that mean something, that you can bring yourself in front of the audience that you want. The other thing I just want to point out here, you can see that life coaching voice. Now, that came after I verified myself on LinkedIn. I don't know if you've done this to get that little tick box, but it does seem to be something that LinkedIn like, and it doesn't take very long at all. You just need your passport to do it. And you do need your actual passport. You can't just have a photograph because you have to find this little chip that's in the middle of your passport. So it's a little bit fiddly, but it's worth it. It's free. I would recommend that you do it. So why do I want to point out that coaching voice? Well, I want to show you how you can get it because this is something you can't just get yourself, and it won't necessarily stay there if I stop posting because LinkedIn are the people who kind of recognize what you do. So you need to first of all be bringing value, and you want, of course, to be bringing the value that will lead people towards you. And there's a couple of ways that you can do that that you may not have come across yet. And this is some new information. So this one here that you'll see on your starter post. Let me know if you're not seeing it. I've only just noticed it myself. It didn't used to be there. So it's a new thing. But these collaborative articles are the way to get your voice heard and to also be seen on LinkedIn as somebody who wants to use the platform because as LinkedIn see that you want to use it, they will help and support you on there. Now, the purpose of the collaborative article is that as you comment on between 4 to 6 articles, LinkedIn recognize that you're going above and beyond. You're not just using it to, post and connect. You're actually sharing a bit more wisdom. And the articles are great. Some of them are literally, you can tell somebody's just used AI to put a comment there, but there's quite a lot of thought gone into them. And you can have a look at all the different ones and find ones that resonate for you with your particular market, for people that might be interested in knowing a little bit more about you and what you do. So choose them carefully and comment on a bit of a mixture. Some of them that have got a lot of comments on them and some of them that haven't got very much on yet. And if you want to, by all means as well, share them within the community. It'd be great to see some of the other members commenting on similar articles and seeing us sharing our wisdom, particularly if you think it's something that we could all write on. There's a link that you can share and you can share it in the WhatsApp group and or in the LinkedIn group if you want to. And then that will just highlight to the rest of us where we could go and comment if you think it's worth commenting on that one. So that's the first thing. The second one is writing your own article on here. Now choose to write it as yourself, or if you want to, you could write it as the business. If that's what you want to be highlighting, because the purpose of your article, yes, it will share some of your wisdom here on LinkedIn, and then you can reshare it in a post and people can go and look. You get to write more in an article than you do in a post. So if there's something you want to say that's longer and more in depth than you might write in a post, then use it as an article and then share that article when it's in your turn, when it's the day for you to post or the time that you want to post. The other brilliant thing about articles is that Google loves sharing LinkedIn articles. So if you're writing something that is a good topic, something that's, people are talking about at the moment or people are searching for, then it could appear on the Google search. The way to do that, and you really want to be careful, you want to just go and look on Google and search for the topic that you want to write about. Have a look what else is out there and use some of the words that they're using in your article as your sort of keywords so that when people are searching for some information about the thing that you talk about, then it may well be that they're shown your article. Now have a think when you do it because there are going to be words out there that lots of people are using and there's probably 5 million different articles that people could be shown. And those are not probably going to appear on LinkedIn. So along with that word, we looked at the one this morning for manifestation. And there's loads of things out there about manifestation. But if you've got some other words in there that would draw people more specifically to you, it could be that they're searching for how do I use manifestation to succeed in my business, for example. And it might be that your article gets picked as one that Google will push up because the words that people are searching for are showing up in your article. Blogs for the same thing too. Now newsletters, of course, are a bit different. They're not shown on Google. Google won't show your newsletter on there, but of course it will build up your profile within your LinkedIn experience. And you can use the same content, very much so. An article, a newsletter, a blog can all be pretty much the same content, or you can add a bit more in one, some more examples and so on, but it's all about raising your presence within here. The other thing that I would just highly recommend you do is go and find people on here that are possibly somebody that could be a client for you. So, I mean, for me, I could look at life coaching. It's a really massive collection. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to have these services. But what you want to do is look for people who are engaging in here. And you also want to look for them with people who have got not too huge profiles. If they've got massive profiles, chances are they've probably got a lot of money they could invest in you, but probably they're not really on here. Somebody else is. Somebody else is doing all their work on LinkedIn. They probably won't even see your connection request with them. But go out there and find somebody that isn't your first connection. All that is to get them to engage with you. Let's have a look. Who's this? Intermittent fasting. Let's see if we can. Now she's in a group with me by the look of it, in the life coaching group. So let's go and have a look at her, see how many connections she's got. I want to have a look at her whole profile. She's 500 plus connections, so she's not hugely known on here. She's an intermittent fasting coach, so she's obviously going to be dealing with people one-to-one. Maybe she wants to do groups, and quite possibly she might be interested in running a membership group, which is obviously what I'm talking about at the moment. So it would be worth having a look to see if she's posted on LinkedIn much. So let's have a look what she posted 5 hours ago. So she's posted something on here, which means if I go and make a comment on her post, she's already got 23 comments. If I go in there and make a comment, tag her in there, she's quite active in here. She's got people who are looking. It's not just going to be her that might notice. Other people in there might notice too. It'd be worth looking at her, people who've commented, and seeing for me whether they are also coaches. Are they also interested possibly in using my services? Or are they just people who want to lose weight? In which case, they're not going to be much good for me to make connections with. But the best way to make a connection with somebody is often by getting them to connect with you. So have a look. Don't spend hours and hours, but 15 minutes a day, or an hour a week, some time or other that you go through and have a specific targeted search and comment on their posts to get that engagement through, because you will have been as fed up as I am of all the sales DM messages that you get in LinkedIn. How much better to make that authentic, genuine connection with somebody, compliment them what they've said, ask them a question about what they've said, just engage with them. And they're much more likely to come and connect with you because they appreciate the fact that you spent time with them. So that's just a few tips to get your LinkedIn using it for real value.